What's up, y'all? I am back. So I'm gonna do the Barbie video tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna do two videos tomorrow. I'm gonna do the updated Buffy ranking that I was originally gonna make a stream, but I couldn't. So I'm gonna just do that as a video, probably sometime early in the afternoon tomorrow, or early in the morning, one of those. And then later that night, I will be doing Barbie because I want to get something special for the video, and I couldn't get it today, so I'm gonna try to get it tomorrow. But I figured, why not do a video on this dog shit article that I found from Screenrant? It's 10, but I'm going to skip number 10 because it basically says one of the reasons, because they want to make basically they're saying there should be a female Bond. That James Bond should be made into a female, and it's so dumb. It's like, Screenrant, I found this gem. Oh, I saw people sharing it around on Twitter, and I had to talk about it because it's like, well, one, I'm talking about the Bond films right now, so I just feel like it makes sense. But it's like, and I know this is rage bait, but it's just fun. Fuck it, I'm now on number fucking 8, you know. So it just makes no sense to me that they're doing this because it's like, one, because I even read ahead. There's one reason basically that essentially destroys the whole point of this fucking article. But it's like, Bond is a man. No one has ever said Bond up until this weird timeline where these freaks want to take certain characters and either make them a woman or we have to race swap them, or it's at a point it does feel like they're collecting a scalp. You know, it's weird because it's like no one had a problem with Bond being a man. You know, men wanted to be Bond, women wanted to be with Bond. You know, like, no one had a problem with that. I don't know why all of a sudden, oh, we need a female Bond. There's iconic female characters. Laura Croft. You have Laura Croft. Do more Laura Croft movies. Do, you know, obviously in the comic book world, granted they were doing it right, but like in a perfect world they did them right. But, you know, you have your Sarah Connors, you have your Ellen Ripleys. Do we need like a female Bond? I would almost say Ripley to me is up there with James Bond. Same with Sarah Connor. I would put them up there with the James Bond to me in terms of iconic. Maybe not iconic in that sense of like household name, but I would say they're close. But for me personally, yeah, I definitely put them up there with him. I don't even say a little bit. I like him a little bit better because I'm gonna be honest. I love Bond, but I probably prefer Terminator and Alien as Grant 1 and 2. As a franchise, same with Aliens. Alien and Aliens, and even 3. I prefer the Alien as a franchise to Bond right now. But, you know, so, and those are women, but God forbid, but I don't need a female Bond. Just like I'm even going one step further. Bond why does he need to be black? Like the whole Idris Elba push to make Idris Elba Bond. I get it. To an extent, I understand why some people said it, because he's a good actor. But Idris Elba has even said it himself. He would just be seen as the Black Bond, and that's all it would be. And I think he's probably even saying it on both sides. Like, either people against him, and I'm sorry, I'm against the casting. Bond's a white guy. Bond has always been a white guy. Where did all of a sudden it be a problem? It's like the whole Superman, you know, I think that movie's being canceled now, but the whole Black Superman movie they were trying to do. It's like, I didn't need a black Superman. Superman's white. This has never been a problem for decades. Same thing with James Bond since the fucking 60s. Since 1963. You know, with Dr. No, Bond has been a white guy. I mean, even before that with the books. You know, because he's been described in the books. Why does it matter? No one had a problem with him being white. Just like Blade. No one wants a white Blade. You know? No one wants a fucking white Sub-Zero. You know, if you're going to do a live-action Mortal Kombat. You know, like certain characters we understand are their ethnicity or their race. Bond is a white guy. He's always been described as that. No one had a problem with it. Why is it an issue? Why? And I understand people just want Idris Elba as Bond just because he's a good actor. But for me, I don't need a black Bond to like Bond, you know? It's like there are female James Bond fans out there who are probably like, I don't need a female James Bond to be a Bond fan, you know? Anyway, let's rip apart this dog shit because it's just like this weird current time we're in right now. It's like we gotta just, it's like collecting scalps almost, you know? Oh, we gotta take these characters and either race swap or gender swap them just to, what, trigger some people? Like, I don't need a black Superman, I don't need a black Batman. I don't need, like, Sub-Zero to be black for me to like Sub-Zero, keep him Asian. Like, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's start with their first, well, not the first one, this is the one I'm starting with. Number 9. We've already had 25 movies with basically 25 male Bonds. That's because the character's a man. That's like saying, oh, Lara Croft movies, we've already had multiple movies with Lara Croft being a woman, so it should be a man now, because basically their reasoning is, oh, it would bring a new charm. No, it wouldn't. You would just, all you would do is just make a, I guess, I don't know, female equivalent of a womanizer, but it would probably be done shitty. It's not even how it would be done. I don't even want to, like, talk about that, because Bond is not a woman. And I don't want Lara Croft. I'm not gonna make the same argument like a Lara Croft or fucking Ripley, like multiple alien movies where Ripley's in it. Oh, she's been a man. Or Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode, multiple Halloween movies. All the Halloween movies, she's always been a woman. So, oh, make her a man, and that can bring a brand new charm and demeanor to the character. That's basically what they're trying to argue here. It's fucking retarded. Because at the end of the day, Laurie Strode's a woman. James Bond is a man. Fuck. At the end of the day, because 25 fucking films, because 20 multiple books, he's a man. He's always been a man. End of. Like, I could even just end the video there. He's a man. End of. That's like arguing, oh, all the Superman movies, he should be a girl because every Superman movie, he's been a man. Same thing with Batman. Like, fuck. You know, granted, Wonder Woman has a lot of movies, but all her movies, why is Wonder Woman still a woman? It should be a man, because I could just insert female character and just make the reverse argument. Holy shit. Oh my god, man. Alright, number 8. Let me take a hit. Sorry about that. I guess I'll just start while I do this. Iconic, this is the point I was making earlier. Iconic movie roles are becoming more diverse. Basically, female roles. You basically just destroyed your whole argument, because they're already iconic female roles, like Sarah Connor, Ripley. We can even go into, like, characters that are already established, characters like Wonder Woman, you know, video game characters like Lara Croft. There's so many out there. Make them movies. You don't... Hold on before I go into it. Oh, so now that I know what they're trying to say here, they're basically saying that iconic... Basically saying, oh, there have been other swaps, like Ghostbusters. They've even mentioned that didn't work. But Doctor Who. And like, no, that divided. Even though I'm sorry about that fucking accident. Even though I'm more relatively new to the Doctor Who world, because like only like the last year did I really get into Doctor Who. But people who there have been channels I watch. Gary Nerdrotic's probably the biggest one. It's talked about that that divided the fan base, and those and they even mentioned Spider-Verse, which that doesn't work. Because they're trying to say, oh, he adds he's not Spider-Man. Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. So I even get to mention that in this because they're the ones who brought it up. They're basically saying they did it with other characters. It didn't work with Doctor Who. The fact that they try to even bring that up as a positive, and that destroyed the fan base. To where from what I'm hearing, that Doctor Who was almost canceled because how much like the ratings went down massively. Like even as someone who wasn't in Doctor Who when it originally, I noticed the popularity when it was big at the time, like when Tennant and Matt Smith were the Doctors. Like Hot Topic had like all the like fucking Doctor Who merch. So it's just I don't understand. Like you try to use it as a positive, and it's like because they're basically trying to say, "Oh, that's what it is." This last line basically is them telling on themselves. It's only right that even the James Bond movies go beyond a strictly white male hero. They just want a scalp. This is basically all these people want. They want a scalp. They say, "Oh, we have another character that's not a white male. He should be a woman." It's not even a reason. It's just it should be a woman because in this bullshit argument we're gonna. God, man, this is like such a. You're not even arguing anything here. Like, and saying Doctor Who was a good example is fucking cringe. Anyway. The number 7 one is just basically them. This is the real push. A woman will play James Bond sooner or later. So basically they're saying, oh, there's been other female spies and stuff. So it's another one. You just destroyed your own argument. You basically said there's been other female spies. So it's like, then why not just use them? Why do you need to make... Oh my god. You fucking retards. You just destroyed your own argument again. In the same article, I found one that kind of destroyed your point. Found another one. You even mentioned fucking Judi Dench. My fucking god. Dude. So, there's already female characters even within the Bond world that already exist. They mentioned Michelle Yeoh's Wai Lin, Madeline Swan. Like, bruh. You just did... holy shit. I need to hit after that. That was... I didn't even have to make a point there. They literally just slapped themselves. Oh, here we go. Number 6. James Bond core character traits are not male exclusive. But it's still a man. This isn't even... Alright, let's just hear it out. So basically they're saying, oh, because he has some characteristics that... But that's any character. There's even characteristics Wonder Woman have, or fucking any other... I could just do the same... Like, literally, the equivalent is, I could just do a flip argument of this and say this female character should be a man because, oh, their characteristics aren't exclusively male. Like, oh my god, dude. Why? I mean, I know why, but it's just, they're so desperate to have a female Bond. Really, and I know why. It's the whole scalp thing. I really believe it's that. And they're just making these arguments because this is just a reach. And they mentioned Skyfall and No Time to Die. Like, oh, he can protect his loved ones. That's literally any character, though. I love Bond, but that's not exclusive to him either. That's not even just with male characters. That's just kind of a characteristic. That's a human characteristic, okay? But therefore, Bond can still be a man, though. Like, what? Anyways, next one. Number 5. The casting opens up the potential for more well-defined female Bond villains. What? You can just make more female... Bond doesn't have to be a woman for you to do this. You can just have good female villains, which I already feel like the franchise does have. Eva Green's, in... they basically don't even really just run on about like, oh, they're saying basically the Bond villains and the other ones that are female are one dimensional. I mean, you could say that about, oh my god, it's James Bond. Their villains aren't supposed to be like, yeah, you have your, even granted, yeah, you have your villains in the later ones get a bit more complex, but even then, I don't even feel like they're still relatively simple bad guys that either want world domination or vengeance or some kind of, there's something simple. It's not some that's action movies too. I feel like this is, but you could literally just do good female characters and still have Bond be a man. This doesn't even. Oh my god, man! This article is painful. Holy shit! This is probably the worst of like the articles I've roasted. This is one of the worst easily. Like they're just reaching like hard. The level of reach is insanity. Oh my god. Number 4. There's no shortage of female. So you're basically saying just take female characters. I don't even have to really read because they're basically it's self-titled. They're basically saying, oh, there's a certain amount of female actors, but just like so you're you know what it does to me? I feel like you're disrespecting those female action stars, which is giving them a male role. Like Gal Gadot was saying, like said recently about like how men and women are differently and how they do different action roles. Would she want to just be a female Bond, or really any of these women, or at least the women who are worth the fuck anyway? No, they'd rather just I'll just do an original role. You think there's something I saw like Atomic Blonde kind of shows you don't need a female Bond. Yeah, and I didn't love that movie, but it was decent. But yeah, you already have just do Tomb Raider. That could be like equivalent of like a female if you wanted more. I guess more Indiana Jones, but you can also have Bond element in there. Make a new Black Widow movie could have been a female Bond in a sense if you actually wrote it right. Yeah, Black Widow movie. But holy shit, if you want that, that could have been it. So I just think, but saying like this, make these female action stars and just make them just bargain version of Bond. Just but you're just a woman. You're a woman version of Bond, and that's all you're gonna ever be known as. It's the same thing with Idris Elba. Like basically, you just want him to be the Black Bond. It's the same thing there. I don't know. Maybe part of me, I see myself in that. Like, would I just want to be the Black Bond, or would you just want to be the female Bond? If you're an up-and-coming female actress, or you're just an established one, just be an original character. Look at Celine from Underworld. The bride from Kill Bill. Granted, it's only 2 movies, but yeah, her. She's iconic. We still talk about those movies to this day. She didn't have to play like a female. Uma Thurman didn't have to be a female Bond for that to happen, or a female version of a male character. Oh, this is the worst one. A female Bond would undo the franchise's misogynist past. I'm going to hit on that article really quick. I already know what they're going to say. Let's get into it. Oh, they already even say James Bond's quite a questionable. This is the start of this paragraph. James Bond is quite a questionable character from a feminist lens. So an irrelevant lens, then. Anyway. Especially when they mention Roger Moore and Sean Connery. Those are the best ones, by the way. Oh, they say harasser. So, because I guess they're basically, he came on strong on the women. Did they ever watch the movies? Oh my god. It's like, yeah, the women did initially say no. Notice by the end of the movie they got with him. That's kind of the trope initially. Like, they kind of shoo him away either because they're trying to, maybe they do have a thing for him, but they're trying to hide it or they're the villain. So it's one of those. Oh, and then they mention an age gap. Go fuck yourself. That's not even a real reason for a progressive franchise. Oh my god, they want a more progressive James Bond. Jesus Christ. Just fucking kill that franchise if that's what you want to do. God damn, man. Holy bitch. Holy fucking shit. Dude, that the age gap. I'm just like, really? That's what you brought up? Oh my fucking god, man. Oh, fuck. It could follow in. No, it wouldn't. How would it follow in line with John Wick and Mission? Literally, those are male-led franchise. I had to do that. Like, what the fuck? Those are literally. They're literally male-led. You just. Yeah, this might be the worst one. This one's making me the most pissed. I've never been this pissed. Like, holy shit. High-earning action franchise like Mission Impossible and John Wick are always led by male-heavy cast as of late. What do you mean? As of late? John Wick is always about John Wick. Yeah, there's a world within it with the whole high table stuff, but it's still about John Wick. Mission Impossible, you can make an argument that's like an ensemble, but it's still mainly about Ethan Hunt. What the? There's a thing called media literacy. These people don't have it. I'm gonna go back up really quick. I just want to see who fucking wrote this. I can't say your fucking name. Sharia Thapa. Yeah, you definitely don't have media literacy. Just this whole article is just pain. The fact that you're trying to... Let me finish this John Wick one. Well, because I bet they mentioned the female characters and stuff, but it's like... It doesn't... The same... They're trying to basically say approach it like Mission Impossible and John Wick. No. You're destroying your whole point. Those are male-led. So, you already have... They're all three are male-led. James Bond's male-led. My god. Sorry, this fucking fucked up my tablet for a second. Screenrant. But, yeah. Yeah, dude, this article is bad. So number one, it would bring an end on the debate of the next Bond. How is that a reason? All right, they're basically saying just if you make it a woman, it basically would debate on the whole who's the next Bond because it's who's the next male actor. It's just this article. I don't. What are, I think it really was. It probably was just rage bait because it's like none of these are even really any reason. You just did this to fill a fucking time because ultimately Bond is a man. And that's really all I need to say. Like I could go into I went into each reason why it was dog shit. Multiple of them destroyed your whole point. Bringing up Mission Impossible, John Wick, which are also male-led. John Wick, more specifically. John Wick's about John Wick. He's the main character. Yeah, do they introduce, there's a world out there, but it's still about him, specifically. You know? Mission Impossible is, you can argue, is more of an ensemble, especially in the later ones. But, and even then, Ethan's still a centric character. I mean, the newest one, Dead Reckoning, it's very much an Ethan Hunt film. So I don't know what they're trying to say there. The misogynic past one is just stupid. Like mentioning feminist lens, fucking gives a shit about that? At that point, like, you just, it's like, okay, who cares? And then bringing up the age gap, saying like, oh, it would bring a new charm. Like, no, wouldn't. All you're doing is just, and then you would just try to make her basically the male version, but just with the female out, like, look. That's all it would be. You wouldn't even at least try to make it Bond. Like, if you're gonna do Bond female, go all the way, make him play, like, basically have Bond play as a female. They wouldn't do that. They would basically do a dude Bond, but just with a female, almost like skin. Essentially, that's what it would be. Fuck this article. Bond's a man, and I don't think, I want to be honest, the realisticness, they said it's going to happen sooner or later, and then they'll bring up points like, oh, there's already female characters that are action, so I'm like, so you're basically saying there's already female characters that are established that you could just make a movie out of. And if you wanted to do the closest to I'm going to say this again, the closest to a Bond female is, you could, if you did Black Widow right, you kind of could have did that, where, you know, she could be fucking a bunch of dudes for information. It kind of has the same feel as a Bond, but, you know, it's a woman. You could have kind of did that with Black Widow, but no, you didn't do that. You did what you did with that movie. So, there's already female characters, enough female characters you can kind of use to do their own thing. You don't need a female Bond. Just like you don't need I don't need a black version of said white character, or of any other race, honestly. They're already, I don't need that. Nobody needs this. Bond's gonna be successful. If anything, I think a female Bond would bomb. Not just from the male's perspective, from the female perspective. Because female was like, no, I can't imagine myself a lesbian. And unless you're lesbian, maybe. That's like probably the closest. But even then, I still feel like Bond, ultimately, women want Bond to be a man. I just think majority of people want Bond to be a man. I've seen this always be thrown out there, and everybody's unanimously said no. So, tomorrow, I'm going to do my updated Buffy ranking. It'll just be a video instead of a stream. And then I'll do, tomorrow night, we're going to roast Barbie. Anyway, cheers, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.